Good morning. Are you feeling strained in your marriage and finding that the timeline of your troubles seems to line right up against the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, this morning there is a new study to validate those feelings. Divorce attorneys are reporting that divorce cases are skyrocketing and people are seeking help for their relationships in therapy in record numbers. We spoke to a Connecticut divorce attorney and a licensed marriage and family therapist to find out exactly what is going on.
Between quarantine life, unemployment, financial stress, childcare issues and virtual learning, mental illness, and even deaths of loved ones, relationships are falling apart. Or maybe they were rocky to begin with, and these circumstances just heightened all of those feelings.
Renee Bauer is a family law attorney with Bauer Law Group out of Hamden. She says divorce requests are increasing, and a new study agrees. Legal Template reported that divorce rates spiked by 34% during the pandemic, and that newlyweds divorce rate, especially those married less than 5 months, doubled. 45% of couples pursuing a divorce have children under 18 years old, up 5% from last year. These breakups started increasing around April 13th, just weeks after the majority of states locked down.
For a while, it felt like divorces were stuck in the system and couples were kind of stuck in this divorce purgatory.
While courts are slowly starting to get back to business as usual, things will look different. Pre-trials, hearings, and even trials conducted virtually.
There's a screen in between you and the judge, and I would argue so much of the human element is removed. It might be less satisfying testifying through a screen.
Bauer is recommending mediation to her clients. She says it's the way to go in order to resolve your divorce in a timely manner. And in some cases, you might not ever have to step foot in a courtroom at all.
So while it seems like there's no end in sight for this pandemic, and we have to endure a little bit longer, we'll come out of it eventually. So you shouldn't feel like you have to stay stuck.
And, attorneys are saying that. Are you seeing that on the therapy side? Or like people coming in feeling like they want to get a divorce?
Sure. And I thought maybe it would happen like a little bit later, but it started happening almost right away within the first weeks and months of the pandemic.
Licensed marriage and family therapist Kate McGettrick, based out of Madison, says her office was immediately inundated with couple clients.
The stress of this pandemic has brought sort of some even underlying issues to the surface. So certainly for couples, it's like there might be this thing that they, without all the stress of the pandemic, they've been able to get by and stay busy doing other things, and now they're just really having to face these issues, and their relationships are feeling threatened by that.
From newlyweds to seasoned so-called strong couples now describing themselves as on the brink of divorce, trying therapy in a last-ditch effort, and many discovering it's the support they need to stay together.
Having a third person, someone there who's looking to help support the relationship, it makes a huge difference. We really have seen that.
Both lawyer Bauer and therapist McGettrick agree. While the stressors of these unprecedented times have been heavy on couples, it's also jump-started them into taking action, whether that be getting out of a toxic marriage or sticking with it and working to improve the relationship through couples therapy. We have links to both of these women's contact information at fox61.com. Reporting for Fox 61, Audrey Kuchin.